Okay, so it's a little torn on where to start. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the spring of 2008. I was 37 years old. I got pneumonia for the second time. Went to the hospital and got MRSA. That's how it happens. The VA missed this repeatedly because the way it was, the empyema was behind my lung. So they were just doing x-rays and they weren't admitting me, no matter how sick I was. By the way, I lost 70 pounds in 5 weeks. 5 weeks, I lost 70 pounds. I threw up everything I ate, at least for the most part. I was living off ice water. I was telling them this. The pain was excruciating. I couldn't sleep. What I would do was I would prop myself up in my chair. I'd take couch cushions and stick them on either side of me in my chair to where I couldn't move. But I was still working. I was still delivering tires, just excruciating pain the whole time. I ended up going into the hospital and this goes back to the story about where they almost killed me. So I'm in the hospital, finally get admitted, and a nurse practitioner finds it the first morning after. She taps on my back. She's like, he's got an empyema in his chest. The difference is, someone who would normally have it, this could happen to anyone. However, mine was a loculated empyema, which means the body built a crust around the outside of the bag of fluid. That's usually only seen in people in their 70s. And so they had the chest surgery was a big one. But when they put the drain, here's how big this was. When they put the drain tube in, and this is in my medical records, I'll share that later on. They got 1.5 liters of fluid in the first 5 minutes of draining this. So basically there was a 2-liter bottle of MRSA in my chest cavity. When they did the surgery, my lung was collapsed onto my chest wall. I still have pain every day on my ribs where they had to pry the lung off my chest on the inside. They went in there, they cleaned it all out. They put in antibiotics on the inside of my chest. And when all this was said and done, when I got through, the surgeons and the doctors and everyone said, you should apply right now for disability. They have to give you disability. You know, you're never going to work again. That's what they told me. That came straight from the doctor's mouths, several doctors. Yeah, I went back to work like 7 days after getting out of the hospital because I had no choice. I did apply for disability. It would take me another 8 years to get anything. And bear in mind, I couldn't even get help for right after I left the hospital. I had to go back to work almost immediately. I was supposed to be on 6 months bed rest. Yeah, that didn't happen because it was that or be homeless. Go back to work or be homeless. And the VA didn't help me at all. There was no instance there where I got help. And my case is to the point, my first doctor after I got out of the hospital, he's like, Mr. Redden, I am so glad I got your case. He said, you're a medical mystery. Which nobody wants to hear they're a medical mystery. I was thinking, you're a jackass. But he's right. I am a medical mystery. All the problems and issues I have, and the VA still screwed me over after, let me see, what is it, 2025? Over 30 years since I was discharged, I'm still having to fight with them. It's insanity. Anyway, I hope your fight goes better. Anybody that wants me to interview them or speak to them about their problems with the VA, just hit me up. I'll be more than glad to.